I'll say this. I know Sooner fans aren't going to agree with me, but guys, a guy who went to Tampa and has just balled out since being there, making plays, a true playmaker, could not thrive in the Stefanski system. Shedeur is going to end up starting ahead of Dillon Gabriel. It's just going to be it. They may give Gabriel the nod early in the year. Gabriel, in some cases may, but Shedeur is going to be finishing the season. I'm just Shedeur and DG are they're not even in the same ballpark when it comes to where they can deliver the ball, the escapability in the pocket. If Shedeur was on OU's team in 23, where OU went 6-7, OU wins at least three more games because he was that talented of a player. He's that accurate. He's that mobile. If I don't think anybody would disagree that Baker is far and away a better playmaker than Gabriel. Like, who is there somebody who would disagree with that take? And way more mobile, way better athlete, right? Built better. And if Baker could not get it done in Stefanski's system, then Gabriel is also not going to get it done in that system. It is a system where, one, it helps to be a little bit bigger body, a longer guy. That's why you go and get a Watson. It's why Winston was a nice, secondary option in that take. And it's why a guy like Shedeur, who can play within the confines of an offense, but when you need him to, can go off script and make a play. The it is absolutely just. I think it is a pipe dream to believe that Dillon Gabriel is going to just solidly beat him out for that spot.
I got to interrupt you.
Go for it.
If we don't leave this damn Dylan Gabriel was a message. Dylan Gabriel will, I wouldn't say never, but he will never be a starter in the NFL. Like, let's stop. Like
Yeah,
right now. Salute to him getting paid, continuing his dream. He's 5'11. He's a guy you need him for 2 or 3 games because your starter's hurt. I think that's a fair way to say he could potentially be a guy who can keep it together. His grade was a 65. Shedeur's grade was an 84. Like, they're not in the same hemisphere. Like, to have the conversation of DG versus Shedeur, again, Shedeur is in the situation he's in because he represents a change of guard in the system. I feel really confident around that. I just seeing how many guys I know that have played in the league, you guys, Shador's he does not have a bad arm for the league. Brock Purdy does, but Brock Purdy's in a phenomenal situation, and Brock Purdy's attributes are accuracy and anticipation. And
yeah.
Shador is just as good in those areas: taller, stronger, better arm, more pedigree in terms of college prowess in the sense. Well, Brock was, by the way, he was an issue for us too, man. Brock, I think Brock got 2 dubs against us. In fact, one in Norman. In fact,
Brock was legit.
Brock beat us in Norman and Brock beat us in Iowa. So I won't say more pedigree. But DG, listen, salute to the kid. He's he's a guy who went to the right situation and is gonna be a good backup. If the 49ers had DG as a backup and he only had to play 2 games a season, awesome. Shadur Sanders is a guy who, so long as he isn't railroaded, could be a starter in the league for someone's team. I
For
will
sure.
say the Browns is one of the most terrible programs or franchises in all of sports, let alone just the NFL. So he went to a place where if he does well in Cleveland, a la Baker. Baker did well in Cleveland one year, but if Shador can do well in Cleveland, I think he's proven that he can do well anywhere. I look forward to him putting his best foot forward, proving the naysayers wrong. Because if he doesn't, everyone will say, "I told you so."
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I've seen a couple of the comments, about DG, and it just when you get to that level, it is far less about like who you played in college. It is can you make the throws? Can you be accurate? Can you see the field? right? You got guys playing now. Mahomes wasn't beating big time teams at Texas Tech, right? But you saw the talent. He was on teams that were hovering around 500 at times, and that
Eight
they
and
weren't.
4. 8 and 4. They
Eight and
weren't
four. We'll say
500.
8 and 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
But they had. Well, I believe that they in one of the seasons he played. I want to say they were 2 games under 500, almost midway into the year.
Yeah,
So
they had a
so
bunch
he
of injuries. Yep.
so he's been on teams. The NFL doesn't care about that. Like they look at it in terms of, were you a guy who uplifted those around you? Could you make guys who maybe were lesser better? Right, which is why I think Baker getting a player like Emeka Egbuka down in Tampa is just, that's perfect recipe. Now you got Evans and Egbuka, because Goodwin, he can't stay healthy.
Godwin tore his
Yeah,
ACL again, or had
it,
an Achilles, one of the two.
so it's just, to me, Baker's going to keep flourishing down there, man.
Before you
So
transition, let's get in these
go ahead.
comments. If y'all disrespect Baker one more time, like stop disrespecting Baker. Somebody said he's mid. Are you freaking kidding me? Baker's mid? Somebody else said Dillon Gabriel's had a better, like, bro, Dillon played for Oregon and he threw screens, quick game, and pump and go. And they had a running game that was very strong, so they had a good action game because teams were stepping up trying to stop the run. Shedeur did it without out a running game. Imagine going up against defense who's saying the best thing you guys have are two receivers on the outside, Hunter and Horn, and your quarterback putting the ball there. Like that's literally what Shedeur had to do for 2 years versus DG, who had NFL caliber talent all over the field, a really strong defense, and a
Yeah,
really strong offensive line. So apples and doorknobs, haven't used that one in a long time.
been a minute. Been a
Apples and
minute.
doorknobs. But back to Baker. Don't you good God, who the hell is on our pod disrespecting Bake? Like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Like, you guys are wilding
And there was legit NFL guys this past year saying Baker might have been one of the top 5 in the league.
for sure.
Like he had probably had the best play of the year from a quarterback, in that play where he's stiff arming old dude and then delivers the